Or how long can you punish a candidate or somebody running for office for a friendship? And at some level, I just think voters are able to get it. Jeremiah Wright will play bigger than the weather guy that was talked about last night.
Associates and friendships become an issue when political opponents decide to make them an issue. And so we've talked about this before on this show. I mean, the Jeremiah Wright. Joe, let me make my point, and then you can dismiss me. Let me make my point first. The Jeremiah Wright, as a pastor for Barack Obama, is an issue. The political associations that John McCain has made with right-wing pastors have not been an issue. The issue that has been made about who's given money to Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton because their opponents have decided to go after them on that. But, for example, John McCain had this incredibly controversial relationship with his Florida campaign co-chair, who was caught in a bathroom offering money to a police officer to do something that we can all imagine in a bathroom. Nobody's going to John McCain about that and saying, he was your Florida campaign co-chair? What do you think about men doing that in bathrooms? What do you think about entrapment from police officers? What do you think about public sex? Nobody brought that stuff, but nobody's brought that stuff up to John McCain at this point, and it's a decision made by political opponents. It's not something that happens organically because of how long you've been around the block.
All right, let me get a break in here before I run out of AC. Rachel, Harold, John, and Joe still with us. Joe, what are you seeing tonight?
Well, I think I may blow all my time on the prediction to respond to Rachel. I don't engage in crossfire type debates. And certainly I don't want to talk about what people do in bathrooms. I do want to say, though, that anybody, and you can ask Harold Ford, you can ask anybody that's ever run for political office, that the thing you want to do is define your opponent. You define opponents that people don't know more easily than defining opponents that have been in public service for a quarter of a century. It was the only point I was trying to make. And again, I don't do crossfire, so if we want to yell back and forth, then Rachel will have to find somebody else to do that.
I wasn't trying to yell back and forth with you. I was starting to make my point. You cut me off before I started my first sentence. That's all I was. You had waited for me to start. I started, and then you jumped in.
Well, I don't mean to be condescending, but I can say that anybody that's ever run for political office before knows that there's a big difference between John McCain and defining him, who's been in public service for 25 years, and defining Barack Obama, who was in Washington, D.C. for 1 year before he decided to run for president.
All right, I'm going to shut this particular debate down and move on. John, your thought about what's coming up ahead.
After Tuesday, Hillary Clinton's right back in the fight of her life. What she's probably done with Bittergate and with that debate is preserve her lead in Pennsylvania. She's got a working margin there. She's likely to win next Tuesday, but then she's got those May 6th contests in North Carolina. Likely to lose there. She's got to win in Indiana. Very close race right now. No more than even money bet for her to win that state.
What is it we're seeing with these with the spouses starting to step it up and go to some of these forms now? There's almost a time in the primary season where they think it's time to bring them out.